It's Waiver Wire, week 4. We have 10 fantasy editions to break down before waiver claims process on Wednesday, including defense. Presented by ErvinM.com. With notable injuries from James Conner, Tyrone Tracy Jr., Mike Evans, Terry McLaurin, Najee Harris, Mac Jones, all in week 3. We'll go position by position from the most viable to pure desperation from tight ends, running backs, wide receivers, quarterbacks, and DST. Don't skip unless you have a tiny PP and you want to lose week 4. And we'll start it off with tight ends. And really quick, do you know who has more targets than Brock Bowers, more yards than Travis Kelce, and more points than Trey McBride, Tucker Kraft, or Dalton Kincaid? That's right. It's Hunter Henry. Drake May is quarterback 5 on the season, and his best friend, Hunter Henry, is tight end 3. 22 targets, 13 receptions, 165 yards, and 2 tutties to start the season. You'd be hard-pressed to not have him on at least your bench over whoever's rotting there. And Britton Strange, 29% rostered. He's tight end 13. Not as impressive as Henry's start, but still better than David Njoku or Sam Laporta in terms of fantasy goes. I mean, he's had just as many receptions as Hunter Henry and more than Tucker Kraft. If he only had a touchdown, nobody would be wincing. You could do worse. All right, let's look at running backs. And obviously, if you can grab Trey Benson, James Conner doesn't seem like he'll be returning. But more realistically, you're looking at Ollie Gordon, 34% rostered. Trey Benson, probably not available. One of the Commanders' backs, not interesting yet. But Ollie Gordon III was finally unleashed this week, and he only carried 3 fewer times than Achane. He was basically just as efficient in terms of yards per carry, and he got the red zone look. Passes the eye test. Wheels up for Ollie Gordon. Wide receivers next. Tyquan Thornton, 7%. I don't know if you watched the game last night, but it seems to me like when Rasheed Rice comes back, Hollywood will not be Mahomes' next favorite. 4 targets week 1 for Thornton, but like 16 for Hollywood week 2. 5 targets for Thornton. Juju emerges. Everyone forgot he even still played. Week 3, 9 targets for Thornton. He leads the receiving corps for Kansas, so I mean, I don't know what else to say. Wheels up for Tyquan Thornton. Trey Tucker, we have to talk about him. I know he has 8 for 9 and 145 yards and 3 touchdowns. Ludicrous. But what's more interesting to me is he had 8 targets week 2 as well. So Geno Smith ain't throwing tutties this year until he found Trey Tucker in week 3. I mean, obviously he's a bench ad, but your bench probably looks worse than Trey Tucker and 40 fantasy points. And for the last receiver, Luther Burden, 25%. I know. 1 target, 2 targets, 3 targets. What about week 4? Will he get 100 yards again or more? I don't know. I mean, what am I? Nostradamus or Cat in a Hat? Caleb's top 10 for yards in real life so far this season, and he's 2nd for fantasy points at quarterback. That makes Luther Burden J-Mo from Timu, Chicago. Okay? Quarterbacks is next. And really quick, again, do you know who just has a few points behind Lamar Jackson on the season for fantasy and ahead of Jordan Love and Kyler Murray? Geno Smith. I know. Geno Smith, 22%. Nobody ever wants to write back, but he's got the 2nd most passing yards in the NFL. Only behind Justin Herbert. More yards than Josh Allen. More yards than Caleb Williams, Patty Mahomes, Dak. Hell, he's even got more rushing yards than Dak Prescott and Trevor Lawrence. And up until this week, he was bottom for scoring. But after he finally showed us that he can score, and he's 13th for passing touchdowns over your favorite quarterback or starter. It'd be like that. Stop hating on Geno Smith. Let's do the DSTs. The Chargers are 3-0. They're 8% rostered, And, well, they face the Giants. 0-3 this week. Russell Wilson has been sacked 7 times and thrown 3 interceptions so far, which just so happens to be how many sacks and forced turnovers the Chargers defense have as well. So, lock them in. New England Patriots DST. They get Carolina 20% rostered. And I know it might seem scary given this past week's game Carolina had against the Falcons, but the Patriots are not the Falcons in terms of their offense. And regardless, what's more important is the fact that Bryce Young has had 6 turnovers and less than 260 yards of offense in their last games. But if that doesn't get you excited, maybe the Jets defense will. Facing Miami. I know. Just hear me out. The Jets face Tua. Okay? Tua. What's his nickname again? Tua. Turn the ball over. Okay? He's thrown 4 interceptions already and taken 8 sacks through weeks. I mean, so let's simmer down. Rest assured. The Jets will be okay. It's a good matchup. All right. Bonus DST, the Lions, they get the Browns this week. 46% roster. There's a chance you can grab them. Browns are bottom 10 for offensive yards per game, and the Browns are 30th for scoring. So Detroit, they're going to run it up. And that's it. Subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you stay prepared for Sunday. Visit my store and watch some more videos.